To access Microsoft Teams using a smartphone or a tablet, you will have to make sure that the app is installed. For the devices that are being provided for your child, the app will have already been installed for you. But in the meantime, when you want to use it through your smartphone or a tablet, through the App Store, just look up Microsoft Teams, and a very similar process if you have an Android device with your Google Play as well. When you want to access Teams through a web browser, like on a laptop or a desktop, my suggestion would be to use it through Google Chrome, because when you have your child join a Microsoft Teams meeting, the camera will appear normal. If you access it through Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer, your camera will appear rotated. So Chrome is best when using Teams. To access Teams through a desktop or a laptop, just simply go to login.microsoftonline.com, and the next part your teachers will provide for you, your child's teacher will give you the username, and then everyone's going to have the same ending at student.onslow.k12.nc.us. There's no spaces. And then they'll also provide your child's password too as well. So an example would be if my username is 123456789, then that's what I'm going to type in, and I'm going to do all the rest of the ending. It does not matter if the student.onslow.k12.nc.us, if that part is uppercase or lowercase, that's still going to work. But please keep in mind that the password is case sensitive, so your password for your student is going to have capitals in them, so that has to be how it's entered as well. And just be careful too, as well as if your child has zeros or O's in their password, on which ones those are. So once you go to this website, again recommended to use Chrome. Then when you log in, you'll have a whole bunch of different icons here at the top if you're on a laptop or a desktop. If they're not over here on the top, then they might be listed over here on the side. Microsoft likes to change and update every few weeks. Sometimes something might be in a different spot the next time you come back. If you're accessing Teams through your phone or through a tablet, remember, you're not going to see any of these. You're just going to see Teams pull up automatically after you do that first login. So I'm going to go over here and click on Teams. And I'm going to come over here on the left-hand menu and click on Teams. And your child's teacher may have already added them into the team if we've already given them a computer account. So the first thing that you're going to see is the general channel here on the left-hand side. This is where you're going to find your child's meetings that they might have. For live meetings, it might be where they find the remote learning plans or any other information from your child's teacher. So on the top you have posts. And this is the communication that your teachers are going to have with you as a class. So anything that's within here, again, is visible to everybody, not just one parent or two parents or that sort of thing. It's for the whole class. So this might be where they put their remote learning plans. So to access that, instead of clicking on it so that the links work, we click on the dots and we go to open in browser. All right. And again, this is going to be where they have like their meetings that they might have with the kids. So they might have already scheduled a meeting, for instance. Just make an example real quick. That looks like this. All right. So for instance, this one's scheduled for Monday at 3:30. And right now it is 3:08. So if I click on here as the student, it's going to give me a message saying that the meeting hasn't started and to try again later. Because the kids cannot simply click on the link and have access to the meeting before the teacher's in. The meeting will only go live, okay, where they can click on it and do join when the teacher's in the meeting first. So that's your general channel. So again, posts, this is live for everybody to see. Depending on how your teacher has set up their class team, you might have your child's name listed in another channel. And what this will do, if they've set it up this way, and again, it's dependent on your child's teacher, this is where they might put work that's specific to your child. And this is also where you can have that private conversation between you and your child's teacher and not have the whole class see what you're typing about. But again, this is dependent on what your child's teacher has set up. Some may have done that, some might not have done that, and that was what their choice was. So general is where we're going to do the meeting real fast. And to join the meeting, again, this is when the teacher has joined it. So when I click on here and I click on join, you have the options here to do if you want to have the camera on or off. I highly recommend that you turn off your microphone before you join the meeting. That way there's not a lot of noise in the background. And then all you have to do then is click join now. And as more kids or more adults come in, this is where you're going to see everybody. Again, you have control over the camera, over muting or unmuting yourself. If you find that your camera or your audio is not coming in the right way, you can always go to the 3 dots here and you can do show device settings. And this will tell you what your computer is using for its microphone and for its camera. Kind of helps you troubleshoot. Also for the students, if they have questions, just like in class, they can raise their hand and then their teacher can tell them when they can unmute or not unmute, and then also lower it when their question's answered. If you're at home with your student and you're trying to troubleshoot because you can see your teacher's talking but you can't hear anything and everything looks all right, you also have the conversations option here that you can type and say can't hear or can't see your screen or whatever the problem may be. But just keep in mind that this meeting chat, just like the general channel, is going to be live for everybody. So everyone's going to see these conversation pieces going back and forth. It's not a private conversation between you and the teacher. It's live for the whole class. So after you type it in, you can either click on the little paper airplane or just simply press enter. And some problems that people have when it comes to not being able to hear or not being able to see can simply be just simply going in and out of the meeting. And all you have to do for that one is just hang up and then go back in there and click and join it again. Sometimes that fixes it sometimes. But again, as you can tell, this has the chat conversations, right, that everybody would have said within that particular meeting as well. And that part is part of your meeting.